Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to another tarot card investigation of a news story. The idea behind these reviews is to dig into the subconscious in order to better understand the motivations and intentions or even conspiracies behind news stories. Today we're going to look into a news story that broke just the other day. This is the tarot card, it's going to be a tarot card reading of the Ambassador Karlov Assassination. The assassination happened in Turkey just the other day. And there's video out on YouTube, and there's some still pictures out on YouTube that basically want to investigate. We want to ask the cards, see if we can get some more insight on this. We want to be able to see, we want to basically be able to check into the authenticity of the video report. Basically get a feeling for what happened and see if the cards can shed some light on this event. And so as always, I'm going to, I have a few questions here that I'm going to follow. Or a bit, rather than doing questions today, I'm going to do a guided, more of an organic card flow to see. I have some ideas outlined here. But I want to basically see if the cards can help us get to the bottom of it just a little bit. So if you haven't, the Google search that you might do or YouTube search would be the search for the assassination of Russian ambassador video. This happened last week, earlier in the week. So the videos are right there. You should have no problem finding them. When you view it, it's graphic information, or at least it comes across as being graphic. It's no worse than any thriller action-adventure movie. And we're pretty much disconnected from it. So we're going to look at the cards here and see. The first thing we're going to look for in the cards is we're going to look for a card that is going to help us. We want a card that's going to describe the situation. We want the cards, the deck, to be in line with what we're talking about. And so we're thinking about the assassination, we're thinking about the situation there, and we're going to draw a card that pertains to that situation, check for alignment. So here we have the inverted Nine of Wands. The inverted Nine of Wands is a card that has a feeling of being on the edge. So here we're going to say basically the feeling in your stomach is when you stand on the edge of a cliff and look down. And so the cards are hinting to us that this is it's one of those stomach turning events, which kind of makes sense from when we look at the video. It turns the stomach and makes you just not want to look down. You want to step away from the situation if possible. Meanings behind this are on edge, defensive, hesitant, paranoia, or at limit. So the cards are suggesting here that maybe there's some paranoia that's being involved, or somebody's been pushed to its limit, or we're on the edge, that seems reasonable for this video. So I would say that the cards are in alignment. So we're going to look for, we're going to ask the cards here, what type of thing should we look into? What should we investigate about this story? Is there anything that the cards like to show us that would bring our attention to finding more details, more depth into what we've seen in the video already? And so that card's going to be Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is generally a good card, which is a celebration type card. It is basically a feeling behind it is honest and respectful, heartfelt toast, given freely in close company. So here, as we look for what we might want to investigate about this, it's given us that there's a harmonious card. This could be let's look into some meanings behind this. See if it can shed a little bit more light on this. Here it's rejoicing or celebration, joy, friendship, creativity, community, affirmation. Community and affirmation. So what would we want to investigate on this? Investigate the joy in the situation, investigate the community. Um, hmm. Let's look for a clarifier on that. What we want to see is if this is a joyous card, if this is a joyous occasion, why is it that it's joyous? What can we add to this that would help us better understand um, why this particular card came up? Here we have the inverted devil. So the inverted devil is the trump card that looks into it's a practice of the physical. It is this particular card connects in with um, basically being inverted here. It's the feeling that your baser impulses have taken over. So here, this is a card that would indicate that the person wasn't thinking about the situation. Baser impulses are there. It just kind of took off and uh, hmm, okay. Let's go a little bit deeper into some meanings that we might have behind that. Um, So here we might be able to say um, what this card might represent for its basic meanings would be bondage, addiction, sexuality, inhibitions, blocks, fears, taboo behavior, testing cultural norms, or following bodily impulses. So here it might be inhibitions, blocks, and fears. When you look at this particular video, it comes across as if it was a triumph of the gunsman's conquering over fear. Maybe it's fallen into maybe there is a celebration that he has. So maybe this reading is for the particular gunman. Maybe he was celebrating and the baser impulses have taken over. Let's see if we can get a card here a little bit more about the gunman in this case. Is there anything that the cards want to show us about this particular gunman? And what we have here is the inverted King of Coins. The inverted King of Coins is somebody that is meddling in the situation. The king here, the feeling would be being scolded by a father figure even though you did nothing wrong. So this here might indicate to us that the gunman is maybe scolding us, that we've really done nothing wrong. Maybe the ambassador from Russia really hadn't done anything wrong, but he was being scolded. He was singled out. This so far it doesn't show that there's anything that, to me, that seems like any conspiracy or anything that's hidden behind the scenes. So let's ask the card specifically about that. Is there anything beyond? So on the surface, we're really seeing this as a lone gunman shooting, taking down an ambassador. We want to ask the cards if there's any links to this. Is there some organized crime behind this? Is there something bigger? Was he hired to do this? Is there something that the cards can show us that would indicate that there's really no link to conspiracy or that there is conspiracy? And here we have the magician. The magician's the trickster. It is the choice, the manifestation in life. The feeling behind this card would be that it's a feeling that you are connected to the divine and that your worldly experiences are improved by spiritual insights. So looking at meanings behind this, meanings are guidance, new opportunities, creativity, power, skill, concentration, resourcefulness, connection between the divine and mundane. This is hinting to me that this is really as simple as it is. It's a really simple choice that was made. It's an upright, harmonious condition, which would indicate to me that what the cards are showing us so far may be that it was really a single gunman that stood out, that did his act on his own. So looking at this a little bit farther, how should we interpret the situation? looking at the whole thing, can the cards give us a little bit more detail on how we should interpret it? And so we'll look for that card. And that is the Page of Coins. The Page of Coins is a card that is a little bit more youthful energy. In the inverted position, it's a feeling of disgust when you feeling of disgust is really what comes apart here. Is that basically when you feel like something should be going one way and it turned out another. So this is a card of disgust, that we really should see it as a disgusting situation, and it's a purity card, so it's purely disgusting. Let's go to the what can we do to help us feel better about the situation, move on, move away from the situation. What can be an overall, what can the card show us about the overall situation here of the overall situation? And here we have the Ten of Cups. This is the Happy Family card. This is the card of feeling harmonious in the relationship. So it's as if this event is over. It's as if it's done, things have come back in line, and we're going to be able to move forward. It probably was a one-time event. Doesn't look like there's anything deeper to it. So here, these cards, the cards that I've created, are cards that are aligned to major decks. So feel free to look up the meanings of these cards on your own and maybe draw your own interpretation. I'll write down these questions and my a little bit more in-depth interpretation of them in the comment section afterwards. Here, we've got a pretty much across the board reading. All the cards come up. They seem like they're individual cards for the individual locations. Overall, the feeling to me is that this was a single act. We're on the edge when we watched the video. There was a joyous celebration of the gunman with his baser impulses took over, and he was celebrating this fact. We have meddling that was going on, but we have a really simple choice that was made. And here we look at it and say that this was a disgusting event, but everything's going to be happily ever after. Anyway, if you like this type of reading, please like and subscribe to my YouTube channel or my Facebook newsfeed. If you know others that might benefit from this particular reading, feel free to share it with them. If you have suggestions for a reading or you have a news story you'd like to cover, feel free to get a hold of me via my website. Other than that, thank you for your support.